name is Yan from Krossmods. In my possession I have Jon Ho from Heroes World's stick. This stick is made by Foehammer. The model is the Mini Tank. From what I understand, this is basically a pre-production model, and from recent news, I believe this is going to be basically the only one that's made in this form, because they've changed the stick a little bit and it no longer looks like this. So let me just give you a quick recap. This is a standard 6-button layout, although some people might be more used to the 8-button layout, but John opted for the 6. If there's going to be 8, it's going to be a little bit bigger, wider, and I don't know, I prefer 6 buttons myself, since I don't really use the 7th and 8th button. The front, there's nothing, kind of bleh, whatever, it's a stick. On this side is the 3 holes for start, select, and home. The front is a hole for the Nutric gender changer. This is something that is purchased separately, of course, but I have it and I'm going to be putting that in. The good thing about that is they include 2 screws with it. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass to get proper mounting holes and screws. This side's nothing, and the top, or rather the bottom, is pretty cool. There's a plexiglass, clear plexiglass with some laser etching, FH. I was expecting John to have Heroes World or HW on the bottom, but that's his choice. And in the wood itself, there's also FH Foehammer etching as well. Not very commonly seen in sticks or custom-made sticks. I like it. It looks cool, especially with the clear plexi. Now, as you can see inside, there's 6 buttons. Those are the Mad Fingers HBSF or something. I can't remember the name itself, but the silent buttons, the new ones that are recently made from the gamers in Taiwan, and the stick is a JLF. As you can see, there is no electronics inside, and that's basically my job. I'm going to be putting in the PCBs and everything to make this stick work. To do that, the brains will be the Paywing Revolution. There we go. It's a stick, or it's a PCB that has both Xbox and PS3 inside, so dual modding is a no-brainer. There's not that much space inside the stick to work with, so this is a really good choice if you're short on space. Otherwise, there might be other options that are available. Unfortunately, this is not a auto-detect PCB. What you'll need to do is press the turbo button, and if you remember, there's only 3 holes in the stick: select, start, and home or guide. And what I'm going to do to overcome this is basically connect the guide to the turbo button, so both functions will be done by one button. Hopefully that won't affect the gameplay too much, if at all, because no one, I hope, presses the guide button in the middle of gameplay. In conjunction with this, I will have this button harness. It's basically something that makes wiring or soldering buttons to the PCB easier. It's pre-made, of course, it's purchased separately, and it's just something that makes the life easier, and it will make the job run smoother because I don't have to individually solder buttons or solder wires for the buttons. So it should be pretty quick and painless. And the last one will be this 5-pin harness for the joystick itself. this is the up, down, left, right inputs for this from the PCB. As you can see, it's not really a standard 5-hole slot or pins or whatever. So what I'll have to do is just solder this to this. These are the pins, up, down, left, right. Have to figure out which one. And Bob's your uncle. Job should be done pretty quick. And finally, I have to find a way to mount the PCB into the stick itself. The good thing about the stick, it's made from wood, and I can just easily drill holes and just find stuff to space it out so that these contacts don't get crushed or whatnot. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, another thing I actually forgot. The Nutric gender changer. This is the thing I was talking about earlier on the video. This basically lets you have a disconnectable USB cable. So from the PCB, I'm going to have run a USB cable from the PCB to one end. So it's going to be USB-A. What I'll end up probably doing is just cutting this cable and reusing it for that purpose. And then John's going to have to get a USB-B cable to B to A, which is a printer cable. And then that should be it. Okay, so I'm going to get started to work. I'm going to start working now. Shouldn't take too long. Alright, thanks. See you guys.